Eric. It was some bad influences around you.
Yes, I jumped on the bandwagon of negativity. I'm sorry, Rob. I apologize, man. I'm with you, brother. We're right here. All the way to the finish line, man. We're right here now.
That's right. We're right here. No, but he's done a heck of a job. We'll get more into the Phillies later. But we also have the Eagles. And like I said to you yesterday, Derek, having the Monday night game, as challenging as it can be in some ways, time-wise for poor old us, it's good because you're a day ahead of everything. And we're all, they're back at practice today. And getting ready for the Commanders. And, they're one of the questions that you're going to be looking at here is they are dealing with some injuries in the secondary. Now, we're hearing the Sidney Brown thing isn't a huge deal, with the thigh. Justin Evans, I haven't heard anything on the neck as far as that goes. Obviously that's not something you mess around with. If it's even borderline, you err on the side of caution. But you're already thin back there. We know that, without Avante and some of the younger guys that you have. So that's something to look out for going into this Washington game, because here's the thing. And we're going to talk to Brian Mitchell tomorrow. B. Mitch is going to join us at 2:10. I can't wait. He's always awesome to talk to.
I can't wait for him to critique this team that just gave up 9 sacks and got blasted by Buffalo.
Because he doesn't hold back. B. Mitch does not hold back. Trust me. But that's where I was going with this, Derek. The psyche of a team that just gets their doors blown off like they did against Buffalo, kind of wounded animals, if you will, going into this game. You have to imagine Washington. You're going to get it dialed in Washington, because I'm sure Ron Rivera, hammered them and is hammering them this week.
They start out 2-0 and all of a sudden get blasted by better competition. I guarantee you he's got the room's ear this week, brother. Well, I guarantee you that.
Yeah, for sure. So, that's the thing. As much as on paper, and I think the Eagles are 8-point favorites, as much as on paper it looks like, look out here, the Eagles are going to feast on this offensive line that they have. You just be careful. I think the one thing the Eagles really have going for them is they lost at home to this team last year under very similar circumstances, in that, the Eagles were heavy favorites. It looked like they were just going to run through this team, with Taylor Heineke being the quarterback. Wentz was already out at that point. And then Washington came in here and beat them. So I guarantee you, on the flip side of that, Nick Sirianni is reminding the Eagles every second about that loss last year.
No question about that. And because it's a division game, what do we talk about division games? Always expect the unexpected, Are the Eagles a better team? Absolutely. That means nothing when division games come about, man, because they're backyard brawls. The rivalry intensifies. The pride factor intensifies on both teams' part. For Washington, hey, we beat them there last year. We can do it again. We just got embarrassed by Buffalo. We better not let that happen against this Eagles team. For the Eagles, this team gave us our first loss last year. And they played them tough the second game also. So, hey, we got to send a message to them. They want to send a message to you. Somebody's message will be amplified when that game's all said and done.
No question. Yeah, no, there's no question about it. It's a game where anytime it's a division game, that's big because you just want to rack those up. But also we know that this part of the schedule is the more favorable part for the Eagles, and you need to keep stacking W's. That's the big thing with this.
Yeah, man. And especially now that you control the division, thanks to Dallas being Dallas. So you better once you hit that I was going to say the hurricane season of hurricane portion of your season, you better go in there with 6-0, because any and everything can happen. You got to go to Kansas City. You got Miami coming here. Luckily you have Miami and Buffalo coming here instead of going down there.
Yeah,
that's a big plus for them.
What I'm curious for you, like what is there anything that's really surprised you so far about this team?
About the Eagles team?
Yeah.
I would say the dominance of the 2 young tackles.
Me too. Yep.
That is my biggest surprise. Number 2 would be the inconsistency in the passing game up to this point.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that I don't know that we could have seen Jordan Davis making this leap. I really thought Jalen Carter was this guy. I did. Right. So I'm not surprised at that. But I really I'm pleasantly surprised at how complete Jordan Davis has become.
Yes.
In terms of being able to get after the quarterback and against the rush game as well, which is I think what we all hoped he would be, but he's gone to another galaxy as far as that goes. So that part of it. And yeah, I think we all sort of assumed that the offense was just going to be not any kind of hiccup. And we probably should have looked at it a little bit deeper with a new guy calling plays. You know, I think with that, Brian Johnson's owed a little bit of time to get his chemistry down with
absolutely,
you know, with Jalen. Like we always point out, it's a lot easier to think that way when you're still winning games, and they are winning. Like, let me put it to this way: if they were 1-2 and it looked like this, the city would be in a panic.
Oh my
we're
goodness,
willing to be a little bit more patient because of that.
Oh my goodness, yes. But I would say, you know, not just the change in offensive strategy, but because teams have had a full off season to dissect and break down this offense and come up with strategic ways to try to slow it down. Right. I think everybody identifies you're not going to completely stop it. It would have to be the perfect storm. Any defense, I don't care who your defense is, any defense that could flat out stop this offense, it would have to be the perfect storm. Mm-hmm. You could slow it down. That's with any offense. As great as the Patriots offense was under Brady, there were teams that were able to slow it down and beat same thing with Kansas City. Teams are able to slow it down and get the best of them at that one moment in time. There are teams that are going to find a way to slow it down and have a fighting chance in the fourth quarter. But in terms of just trying to flat out stop this offense, you can't stop it. You cannot stop this offense.
Well, I think the difference between the Eagles and maybe some other teams, if they were in the same boat struggling, say with the passing game, they don't have the ability to run the ball at this level, meaning like control a game that way, keep the other team's offense off the field that way, end games with 9-minute and 22-second drives. You may have the ability to run it, but you don't have the ability to run it at this level where you can go to those kind of things. And we're going to get into the trenches in the next segment with the offensive line and the defensive line in a minute. We'll do some projections, but I just look at it that way, that you have the luxury. And it's not like, when I say luxury, it makes it sound like it's just kind of that they're lucky. They're not lucky. This is the way the Eagles build it. Yes. They spend a ton of money on their trenches, Derek, and they draft trench guys high generally.
Yes. Yes.
But to be able to run it at this level, at this rate is pretty unique in this league now.
It is. You know, Seth Joyner talked about how the running game has been revitalized, but the Eagles offense takes it to a whole nother level when it comes to a running game. I can't get over the holes that are opening up in this offense, in the stretch offense, the zone blocking, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
I mean, just consistent holes that running backs have the luxury of running to. They're 4, 5, 6 yards down the field in a lot of cases before there's even contact, which is unbelievable in today's game. And they're basically telling you, you know what, until you can stop it, we're going to keep doing it. Right. As long as we keep doing it, your offense is sitting on the bench watching us go up and down the field.
Hey, Christy, play calling still a concern? Yeah. I need to see as we go here that they can find a rhythm in the passing game. I like the play calling in that they're not afraid to just pound the run. I like that.
Yeah.
You know, hey, stop it. You got to stop me, and then maybe I'll do something. I like that. Yeah, the injuries is a concern. Don't know what we can do about that. Braden Mann, we only saw him once. That's fine. That means the offense is generally clicking if that's the case. So, okay. He did a good job on the holds. But, yeah, the defense, and in particular the defensive line, the interior of the defensive line has been awesome. I mean, Derek, they're doing this with only 6 sacks so far, which is not terrible. It's 2 sacks per game. But it's just everything's come almost generated from the inside. Like Josh Sweat had the strip sack week 2, which was a big play for sure. But mostly it's been the interior defensive line.
And I will say this, when you're talking about this offense, I thought Brian Johnson's best play calling was this past game against Tampa Bay. So you're starting to see improvement.
Yeah.
And it's always good to be improving and getting better when you're racking up the W's. You're right. If this team was 1-2 and that Tampa game was the first win of the season, people still wouldn't be happy. You still wouldn't be happy.
Right.
But I thought Brian Johnson did a much better job of understanding the flow of the game and where he could consistently attack, and hopefully that bodes well for this game against Washington and against the Jets and so on and so forth until they get to the Miami, the Kansas Cities, the Buffaloes, Dallas twice, so on and so forth.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're right. That's when we know the level is going to be raised, in a big way. All right. So when we come back, Derek, let's dive into the trenches here. Let's look at the Eagles' running stats from an offensive perspective, from a defensive perspective. We'll do some projections with Jalen Hurts numbers, with A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, DeAndre Swift, what we're seeing through 3 games thus far. And then at 1 o'clock, we're going to get into the Commanders and what they've done so far. They are 2-1, as ugly as it was last week. They did win their first 2 games, but, lesser level of competition for sure. But we'll look at where they are, how they measure up, who's doing well for them, who's not thus far in this matchup. So heavy birds.
Hold up just a moment. Hold on.
Yes,
Sorry.
sir.
Hey, I got my son here. Hey, Jordan, do you like pumpkin spice coffee?
No, I hate it. It's the worst. No, I told him I do like it, but I don't admit it to other men.
Oh, jeez.
What?
Oh, jeez.
Who raised this kid? See, that's the you got to be mad about this. Hey,
I'm telling you, man, it's, you're taking a lot of heat in the household. Trish, and now Jordan are giving it to you, man. You're taking heat, Gunner.
No, when we were discussing this in the family chat, here's how he backs me up.
Okay.
He goes, I like pumpkin spice, but what'd you say about putting cream in it?
Oh, I said you shouldn't be ashamed of that, but you should be more ashamed about putting cream and sugar in your coffee.
I don't put sugar. I use French vanilla, Vince for something. Dude,
I drink it black. Put some hair on your chest.
See people saying your kid, hey, he's definitely a mama's boy. He'll take his mom's side over me any day of the week.
He's smart. He's a smart man. Yeah.
He ain't smart. He forget who paying the bills in this house.
I brought you in this world. I'll take you out of this world.
Yeah, I brought you in. I'll take you out.
Yes. Oh my God.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your flow. But
that's all right. No, we love it. That's the best part of it. All right. So we come back. We'll do some birds. Don't go anywhere. That's Derek. I am Rob. He's drinking his pumpkin spice. I am not. We are Sports Take. Let me tell you about Bravo Pizza of Havertown. Yes, I'm thrilled that they are a part of the squad. They're part of the show. They're part of the channel. I've been going there since I was a kid. Family owned since 1985. Stop in to see Alex and his crew each and every week. They have the best food on the planet, and it's not even close. They have 20 different styles of pizza. They have slices to go. I get the upside down, the grandma, which is my favorite. They also have the specialized pizza. However you want it, they will make it. But if you're not up for pizza, that's okay. They got fresh pasta, sandwiches, wraps, wings, salads. Bravo Pizza of Havertown is also committed to the community. They have fundraisers for charities, for schools, for little leagues, where the proceeds go to those organizations. You could follow them at the Bravo Pizza of on Facebook and Instagram for daily specials and promotions. Stop on by 1305 Westchester Pike in the Manoa Shopping Center in Havertown. 1305 Westchester Pike, Manoa Shopping Center, Havertown. Give them a call right now, 610-446-3810. 610-446-3810. Bravo Pizza of Havertown.
I remember getting my heart broken when they lost the Super Bowl in 2004. We were big Eagles fans. We moved to South Philly because of the Eagles. When they won, we went straight to Broad Street, and everybody was going nuts over there, and it was just a memory that you'll never forget.
Go to get your